It was the new academic year of 2013 and I was in 10th grade. Our class got shuffled and I hoped I would sit with some familiar faces rather than strangers. Our class teacher asked us to sit anywhere we want. So I went and sat in the last bench. Two people came forward and sat beside me. I looked at one of the familiar faces. There, I was happy to see my childhood friend Helena sitting right next to me. I looked at the other face and knew that she was completely a stranger. She smiled at me and I smiled at her back. That moment, the ice between us cracked a little bit. Cavalier of the day, fellow Cavaliers and Toastmasters. Good evening. After a while, I knew that her name was Anjusha. So I, Helena and Anjusha became pretty close. Though I thought I and Helena always had a strong connection because we knew each other from a very long time. One day, during chemistry period, my stomach started aching. I looked at Helena and saw she was busy scribbling or writing some notes. So I decided to go to the doctor. As I got up, Anjusha got along with me and said she would go with me. I reluctantly said okay because I didn't want her to go with me. So we both got out of the classroom. On the way, I felt like puking. So I went to the bathroom and got out feeling completely weak and dizzy. I could barely walk. Anjusha helped me walk and we went to the clinic. After the doctor gave me some medicine, we walked back to the class and we realized it was recess. I, however, didn't eat my food thinking that I would puke again. Seeing me not eat my food, Anjusha offered hers. I didn't eat her food. Abruptly, she started searching something in her bag and took it out. She held a 2 real note to me and asked me to go to the canteen and buy something. I said I was fine, though it wasn't true. All of a sudden, she jumped out of the class. After some time, she came with a glucose biscuit in her right hand. She offered me that biscuit. I didn't have a choice, so I sat quietly and started eating the biscuit. After I went home, I could not eat my lunch or dinner because whatever I ate was brought up. So I decided to go and sleep. Lying in the bed, I started recollecting what all happened in school. Then, suddenly I realized something. Instead of Helena helping me out, it was Anjusha who was there for me when I was in need of help. I always thought Helena would be there with me in times of good and bad. But she proved me wrong. Then it occurred to me that Anjusha might be the angel in disguise sent by God when I was in a needy situation. Her act of love lasted. That whole day I did not black out just because I ate that glucose biscuit she brought for me. That day was a very special day for me because that day taught me the real meaning of the proverb, a friend in need is a friend indeed. That proverb indicates that the real friend appears in the right time. But a friend who stays with you when you're at the top of the line and leaves as quick as possible when you drop off the mountain is not a good friend. There are many people around this world, but few of them are very, very good friends. God did not create friends. We acquire them. Fair-weathered friends leave us in our lurch. The value of good friends unknown when we fall on bad days. Those friends who stays with us in bad and good times are the real friends that last for us forever. Friendship is noble and great, but very rare. Good friendship makes a person happy, worth living, and it makes his life interesting. Whereas, in your life, if you don't have a good friend, your life becomes dry, dull, and dreary. So friends, tell me, how many of you think still that your friend is a good friend and a real friend?
He's a bad friend.
Good, I hope you're right. Thank you, and over to the younger people. Thank you, Gavinia.